A very good morning, children. How are you? I hope all of you are doing fine and taking good care of yourself. This is your English teacher Sonia Verma from Springfields Public School. Children, today we are going to start a new chapter of language book, that is adverbs. So, what is an adverb? An adverb is a word that adds something to the meaning of a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So, as the name suggests, adverb means something which adds something to a verb. A word which adds something to the meaning of a verb, adjective, or another adverb. So, all these three examples we are going to see here: how an adverb adds to a verb, how an adverb adds to an adjective, and to another adverb. See the first example: the traveler walked briskly. So here in this sentence, walked is the verb and briskly is adding something to the verb walked. So briskly is an adverb. Then see the other example. Today I faced a very difficult situation. So here in this sentence, children, situation is a noun. Difficult situation, difficult word is adding something to the noun, so it is an adjective. Very difficult, very is adding something to an adjective, difficult. So, very is an adverb. Now come to the third example. She faced the interview quite confidently. So, when we talk about confidently, confidently is an adverb. Face the interview confidently. How she faced the interview? She faced it confidently. So, confidently itself is an adverb. Quite confidently. Quite is adding something to the word confidently. So, quite also is an adverb. Now, let us move on to our next topic, that is kinds of adverbs. The first kind of adverb is adverb of manner. So, any word which tells us how an action is performed, that is an adverb of manner. Then second is adverb of place. An adverb which tells us where an action is performed is an adverb of place. Then third is adverb of time. Any adverb which tells us when an action is performed is adverb of time. Adverb of frequency. Adverb of frequency tells us how often an action is performed. Then is the adverb of degree. Adverb of degree tells us how much. In what degree? Completely, totally, not completely. So all these are adverb of degree. Interrogative adverb. They are used to ask question. Adverbs of affirmation, negation. Affirmation is when something is confirmed, when something is affirmative in the positive. Negation is when something is in the negative. Exclamatory adverbs, which expresses degree or extent in exclamations, how and what. Sign of exclamation is there. Relative adverb, relate or refer back to their antecedent. We had discussed antecedent in pronouns. So, any adverb which refers back to its antecedent is called relative adverb. Now, let us see a few points. First is interrogative adverbs are used to ask questions about manner, time, place, degree or frequency of an action. Then second point is relative adverbs play a double role because they function as an adverb as well as a conjunction. This we are going to do in detail. Two sentences we will take and we will join those two sentences using a relative adverb. So in a way relative adverbs they function as a conjunction also. Now let us move on to formation of adverbs. Most adverbs are formed from adjectives by adding ly, as you can see in the examples here. Some adverbs have exactly the same form as adjectives, means the same word it can be used as an adjective also. The same word it can be used as an adverb also. See the examples here. A late lunch. Lunch is a noun, late is adding something to the noun. So here late is an adjective. I worked late at the office. Worked is a verb, late is adding something to a verb, so late is an adverb here. So both the words they have been used as adjective also. This word it has been used both as an adjective also and as an adverb also. Then come to sometimes when we form an adverb by adding ly to an adjective, we get an adverb with quite a different meaning. So when we add ly to any adjective, sometimes the meaning it totally changes. For example, see this first example, she works hard, she hardly works. So just by adding ly we have changed the meaning of this word. Hard gives a different meaning and hardly gives a different meaning. Now let us see, you can see here a pair of adverbs which are likely to be confused. So here you can go through these words. Now let us move on to comparison of adverbs. So there are 3 degrees of comparison. First is positive degree, second is comparative degree, and third is superlative degree. You can see in detail some are formed by adding er, est, some are formed by adding more and most, some have a totally different formation. They are irregular adverbs. Now let us move on to the correct use of some adverbs. So a few adverbs are there which are almost similar in meaning, but their use is different. They have a particular use. Let us see what difference they have. First we are going to do is fairly and rather. Both fairly and rather mean moderately, in the middle, not too much, not too less. So what is the difference in their use? Fairly is used with favorable adjectives and adverbs. Rather is used with the unfavorable ones. So if the sentence it is giving a favorable positive meaning, then we will use fairly. If it is giving an unfavorable meaning, then we will use rather. Some words like hot, cold, fast, slow, high, low in themselves are neither favorable or unfavorable. In such cases, fairly suggests the idea of approval rather that of disapproval. So wherever a positive note is there, there we will use fairly, and wherever a negative note is there, we will use rather. Now let us move on to very and much. We use very with adjectives or adverbs in the positive degree, much with the comparative degree. So this is the first example. This is the first rule. We use in positive degree, we use very. In comparative degree, we use much. Very is used with present participles, much with past participles. So wherever present form is there, we use very. Wherever past form is there, we will use much. We do not use very with words like afraid, obliged, alike. We use much with them. Now let us move on to too. The word too suggests excess of some kind, more than what is desirable, natural or proper. It should not be used instead of very or much. So wherever we are supposed to use a word for excess, which is more than required, there we use too. Too generally has a negative sense and is then followed by an infinitive. So after too, we usually it is followed by an infinitive. For example, see here in this example, I am too tired to walk further. To after TOO we have used to walk. To walk is the infinitive here. Then let us move on to enough. Enough means sufficient. It is always used in the positive sense. It is placed after an adjective or an adverb but before a noun. Let us move on to quite now. With adjectives that do not have a comparative and superlative degree, quite means completely, entirely, fully. It does not mean very. You can go through all these examples here, children. Read those examples carefully and you will be able to understand the usage of all these adverbs. Do all the book exercises. I have sent you the PDF. Do the given work and answer key will be sent in the evening. Also do chapter 4 and 5. Learn the question answers, word meanings, read the chapter thoroughly. Chapter 4 and 5 of LR book. I have sent you one revision assignment. Do that assignment on an assignment sheet. Also, I am sending you the answer key of pronouns. That is all for today, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.